Good evening, all. Namo Buddhaya. Teruvan Saranai Siyalu Denatama. Very warm welcome to our regular Saturday evening Dhamma Dana, Bodhi Puja, blessings, chanting of protection blessings, hosted by Lecture Dhamma Buddhist Center. It is a great blessing for all of us to join far and wide to gain the blessings of the Buddha and learn the teachings of the Buddha, and also spend few minutes of practicing meditation and homage to the supremely enlightened Buddha. As we are in the very significant month of our calendar, this is the Buddha month. We celebrate the most significant 3 incidences, thrice blessed month: the birth, the enlightenment, and the great passing away of the Lord Buddha. We celebrate in this month of May, we call Vesak Month. Our main program will be on Saturday 14th. I invite you all to join from the morning till in the evening, practicing higher sila, morality, doing some meditation, listening to the Dhamma talks, and also offering dana, gaining the blessings, chanting protection blessings. We have a special program throughout the day on Saturday the 14th. These programs can be sponsored. Sharing the teachings of the Buddha Dhamma is the highest form of merits, highest form of blessings. On a special occasion of your life, like a birthday or anniversary, or transfer of merits in loving memory of your loved ones, and also to share the good health, good luck, and the blessings to others. This can be sponsored. That would be a strongest form of supporting to the center to make these programs available. Also, those who are interested, they can gain the highest form of blessing. As Buddha mentioned, Sabba Dhanam, Dhamma Dhanam Jinati. Among all those forms of giving the teachings of the Buddha is the highest form of giving. Today, our program is very kindly being sponsored by Mrs Sangeetha and Mr Asanga Agalakotuwa and family. Particularly, they would like to share the blessings on their 15th wedding anniversary, to wish them good health, protection, and all the fulfillment of their future aspirations. They would also like to share the blessings to their beloved mother, late Mrs Suranjini Seneviratne, and also they would like to share the blessings for their living parents, Dr Banda Seneviratne, Mr Sarath and Mrs Monika Agalakotuwa, and all the family and friends. They would like to share the blessings with them all. They also like to share the merits to a beloved uncle who passed away 3 years ago on this 3rd year death anniversary of merit transfer, Mr. Anil Bokaragoda. Also recently departed loving uncle, Mr. Thusitha Wickramasinghe, Also, they would like to share the merits with my parents, and may those all departed relatives and friends share these merits and rejoice in their journeys. May they be peaceful and attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana. That is their aspiration. They would also like to dedicate these blessings for those who are having a hard time in Sri Lanka, and also all the community in the United Kingdom. May all be blessed, be healthy and happy. With those aspirations, Mrs Sangeetha, Mr Asanga Agalakotuwa kindly sponsoring this program today to mark their 15th wedding anniversary. Venerable monks and all other community of our members are joining in this special blessing program. May those aspirations of our main sponsors be fulfilled today. Teruwan saranai sielu denatama සෑම සෙනසුරාදා දිනකම පැවැත්වෙන සුපුරුදු සදහම් ආශිර්වාද වැඩසටහනටයි අපි සම්බන්ධ වෙන්නේ. ලෙක්චර් ධම්මනිකේතනය බෞද්ධ මධ්‍යස්ථානයේ විසින් සංවිධානය කරන සෑම සෙනසුරාදා දිනකම පැවැත්වෙන මේ සදහම් වැඩසටහන් දායකත්වය ලබාගෙන ධර්ම දානය තමයි ඉහළම දානය. ඒ උසස් ආශිර්වාදයේ ධර්ම දානමය පින රැස් කරගන්නට ඔබටත් පුළුවන්කම තිබෙනවා. මේ අප ගත කරන්නේ වෙසක් මාසය, ඊටාම උත්තරීතරම මාසය. මේ මාසයේ පුරාම පිළිවෙතින් අපි නොඑක් පින් දහම් වල නිරත වෙන්නට ඕනේ. විශේෂයෙන් වෙසක් පොහොය නිමිති කරගෙන පැවැත්වෙන වැඩසටහන සෙනසුරාදා 14 වන සෙනසුරාදා පැවැත්වෙනවා. ඒ සඳහා සහභාගී වෙන ලෙස අපි තාම කරුණාවෙන් සිහිපත් කරනවා. අද දවසේ මේ පින්කමේ දායකත්වය අරගෙන කටයුතු කරන්නේ සංගීතා මහත්මිය, අසංක අගලකොටුව මහත්මයා ඇතුළු පවුලේ සියලු දෙනා විසින් 15 වන විවාහ සංවත්සරය නිමිත්තෙන් නිදුක් නිරෝගීව සියලු ආරක්ෂාවෙන් සියලු සිතුම් පැතුම් ඉටුවන විවාහ ජීවිතයකට සෙත් ආශිර්වාද ලබා ගැනීම පිණිස එවැගේම අභාව ප්‍රාප්ත දයාබර මෑණියන් වන සුරංජිනී සෙනවිරත්න මහත්මියට පින් අනුමෝදන් කිරීම පිණිස දයාබර දෙමව්පියන් වන ආචාර්ය බණ්ඩා සෙනවිරත්න මහත්මයා, සරත් මහත්මයා සහ මොනිකා අගලකොටුව මහත්මිය ඇතුළු කොට ඇති පවුලේ සියලු දෙනාටම ආශිර්වාද කිරීම පිණිස අභාව ප්‍රාප්ත දයාබර බාප්පා වන අනිල් බෝකරගොඩ මහත්මාට තුන්වන වසර සම්පූර්ණ වෙන මේ වෙලාවේදී පින් අනුමෝදන් කිරීමට, එවාගෙම මීට දින කිහිපයකට උඩදී අභාව ප්‍රාප්ත දයාබර මාමා වන තුසිත වික්‍රමසිංහ මහත්මාට, එවාගෙම අප දයාබර පියාණන් ඇතුළු සියලු ඥාතිහිත මිතුරන්ට පින් අනුමෝදන් කිරීම පිණිසත්, එවාගෙම ශ්‍රී ලංකාවේ මේ මොහොතේ ඇති වී තිබෙන ඉතා දුෂ්කරතාවලින් අපහසුතාවයට පත්ව සිටින සැමට සිත ශාන්තිය පිණිස, එවාගෙම එක්සත් රාජධානියේ වෙසෙන සැමට සිත ආශිර්වාද ප්‍රාර්ථනා කිරීම පිණිස සියලු සත්වයෝ සතුටු සිත ඇතිව සුවපත්ව සුරැකේවා කියන ප්‍රාර්ථනාව ඇති කරගෙනයි අද දවසේ මේ දහම් වැඩසටහනේ දායකත්වය අරගෙන කටයුතු කරන්නේ. නිසා හැම දිනාගෙම උසස් බලාපොරොත්තු ප්‍රාර්ථනා ඉෂ්ට සිද්ධ වේවා කියලා මේ වෙලාවේදී අපි ප්‍රාර්ථනා කරනු ලබනවා. එහෙම ප්‍රාර්ථනා කරමින් පන්සිල් සමාදන් වෙමින් තුනුරුවන් වන්දනා කරමින් සිංහල ධර්ම දේශනාව ටික වෙලාවක් සෙත් පිරිත් දේශනාව, අනතුරුව ඉංග්‍රීසි ධර්ම දේශනාව, අනතුරුව ළමයින් විසින් ඉදිරිපත් කරන ධර්ම සාකච්ඡා ධර්ම දේශනා, එවාගෙම අවසානයේදී භාවනා අපේ අද දවසේ වැඩසටහන නිමවනු ලබනවා. Now we are going to start our program. First, we observe the 5 precepts, then spend few minutes homage to the Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha, and after that, there will be a Sinhala Dhamma sermon. Those who are not familiar with the language, they can sit and meditate for during that about 20 minutes time with the intention of listening to the Dhamma. Dhamma Anussati is a form of or subject of meditation. When you meditate with the intention that you are listening to the Dhamma, it purifies your mind. And also particularly after that, we will continue our program in English. After the Sinhala Dhamma sermon, we will have a few minutes of chanting protection blessings. Then we will have an English Dhamma talk. Followed by that, we will give the children an opportunity to learn the Dhamma and share the Dhamma. We will finish our program with the meditation, short meditation. Now, to start our program, we kindly invite you to be prepared and observe the 5 precepts. Our most venerable Dhammala Piyananda Pandita Hamdro will administer the 5 precepts. And please say Namo Tassa 3 times to observe the 5 precepts.
Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa.
Buddhang saranang gacchami.
Buddhang saranang gacchami.
Dhammang saranang gacchami.
Dhammang saranang gacchami.
Sanghang saranang gacchami.
Sanghang saranang gacchami.
Tiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami.
Yampi buddhang saranang gacchami.
Tiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami.
Yampi dhammang saranang gacchami.
Tiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami.
Yampi sanghang saranang gacchami.
Tiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami.
Yampi buddhang saranang gacchami.
Tatiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami.
Tatyampi dhammang saranang gacchami.
Tatiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami.
Tatyampi sanghang saranang gacchami.
Tatiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami.
Tatyampi sanghang saranang gacchami.
Anatipata veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Anatipata veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Adinādāna veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Adinādāna veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Āmesu miccācārā veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Amesu miccācārā veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Avādā veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Musāvādā veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Rāmeraya majjapamādaṭṭhānā veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Suramere majjapamādaṭṭhānā veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. We pay our homage to the supremely enlightened Lord Buddha, Dhamma and the Sangha. May all the offerings be offered to the Blessed One. May the blessings be with you all. May all your aspirations be fulfilled. May you all be well. May you all have all the protection, good health, success in all your aspirations. Bearing those in our hearts, let us pay our homage together Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Itti piso bhagava araham samma sambuddho vijjācarana sampanno sugato lokavidu anuttaro purisa dhamma sarati satta deva manussanam buddho bhagavati. Buddhang divitang yava nibbanang saranang gacchami. Swakato bhagavata dhammo sandittiko akaliko ehi passiko opanayiko paccattam veditammo viññohiti. Dhammam jivitang yava nibbanang saranang gacchami. Supatipanno bhagavato savaka sangho ujupatipanno bhagavato savaka sangho nyaya patipanno bhagavato savaka sangho samici patipanno bhagavato savaka sangho yadidang cattari purisa yugani atta purisa puggala esa bhagavato savaka sangho ahuneyo pahuneyo dakkineyo anjali karaniyo anuttarang punyakkettang lokassati. Sanghang jivitang yava nibbanang saranang gacchami. Vandami cediyang sabbang sabbatani supatittitang saririka dhatu mahabodhing buddha rupang sakalang sadha yassa mule nisinno Bari vijayan akapatto sambhang yutang satta vande tang bodhipadapang ime ete mahabodhing lokanatena pujita aham pite namassami bodhi raja namantute ganasarapadittena dipena tamadang sina tilokadipang sambuddhang pujayami tamonutang gandha sambhara yuttena Penahang sugandhina pujaye pujaniyantang puja bhajana muttamang vanne gandha gunopetang etang kusuma santating pujayami muningat Siripada saroruhe pujemi buddhang
සුමේනනේන පුඤ්ඤේන මේතේන ලබාමි මොක්ඛං උප්පං විලායාති යතයි ධම්මේ කායෝ තථායාති විනාශ භාවං සුගන්ධං සීතලං කප්පං පසන්න මధుරං සුභං පානීය මේතං භගවා පතිගන්හාතු උත්තම අදිවාසේතු නොබන්තේ කිලාන පච්චයං ඉමං අනුකම්පං උපාදාය පතිගන්හාතු උත්තම අදිවාසේතු නොබන්තේ සම්බං සද්ධාය පූජිතං අනුකම්පං උපාදාය පතිගන්හාතු උත්තම කායේන වාචා චිත්තේන පමාදේන මාකතං අච්චයං කමමි බන්තේ බුරි පඤ්ඤ තථාගත කායේන වාචා චිත්තේන පමාදේන මාකතං අච්චයං කමමි ධම්ම සම්දිට්ඨික අකාලික කායේන වාචා චිත්තේන පමාදේන මයා කතං අච්චයං කමමි සංඝ සුපටිපන්න අනුත්තර ඉමිනා පුඤ්ඤ කම්මේන මාමේ බාල සමාගමෝ සතං සමාගමෝ යාව නිබ්බාන පත්තිය ආකාසට්ටා ච බුම්මට්ටා දේවානාගා මහිද්దికා පුඤ්ඤන්තං අනුමෝදිත්වා චිරං රක්ඛන්තු ලෝක සාසනං ආකාසට්ටා ච බුම්මට්ටා දේවානාගා මහිද්దికා පුඤ්ඤන්තං අනුමෝදිත්වා චිරං රක්ඛන්තු දේශනං ආකාසට්ටා ච බුම්මට්ටා දේවානාගා මහිද්దికා පුඤ්ඤන්තං අනුමෝදිත්වා චිරං රක්ඛන්තු මං පරන්ති ඉදං මේ ඥාතීනං හෝතු සුඛිතා හොන්තු ඥාතයෝ ඉදං මේ ඥාතීනං හෝතු සුඛිතා හොන්තු ඥාතයෝ ඉදං මේ ඥාතීනං හෝතු සුඛිතා හොන්තු ඥාතයෝ sadhu sadhu sadhu. Now we are moving into our Sinhala Dhamma sermon. During that time, you can, if you are not familiar with the language, you can practice few minutes of meditation. After that, we'll continue our English Dhamma sermon. අද දවසට නියමිත සිංහල ධර්මානුශාසනාව ආරම්භ කිරීමටයි අපි බලාපොරොත්තු වෙන්නේ. අද දවසේ සිංහල ධර්මානුශාසනාව අපි මේ දිනවල වසල සූත්‍රය ආශ්‍රය කරගෙන දේශනා මාලාවකින් වසල සූත්‍රය තේරුම් ගැනීම සඳහා ධර්ම දේශනා මාලාවක් සිදු කරමිනුයි කටයුතු කරන්නේ. අද දවසට නියමිත වසල සූත්‍රයේ ගාථා ධර්මය අනුසාරයෙන් සිංහල ධර්මානුශාසනාව සිදු කරන ලෙස මා ඊටාම ගෞරවයෙන් ආරාධනා කර සිටිනවා ගාල්ල බද්දේගම විද්‍යායතන පිරිවෙන් විදුහල්පති අතිගෞරවනීය දාම්මල පියනන්ද පඬිත හාමුදුරන් වහන්සේට කවුරුත් ධර්ම ශ්‍රවණය කිරීම පිණිස ආරාධනා කරමින් සාදුකාර පවත්වමින් ධර්ම ශ්‍රවණය කරමු.
සියලු දෙනාටම තෙරුවන් සරණයි. සමන්ත චක්කවාලේසු අත්‍රා ගච්ඡන්තු දේවතා සද්ධම්මං මුනි රාජස්ස සුනන්තු සග්ග මොක්ඛදං ධම්ම ශ්‍රවණ කාලෝ අයං භදංතා ධම්ම ශ්‍රවණ කාලෝ අයං භදංතා ධම්ම ශ්‍රවණ කාලෝ අයං භදංතාති නමෝ තස්ස භගවතෝ අරහතෝ සම්මා සම්බුද්දස්ස සෝ දේවයානං ආරුයිහ විරජං සෝ මහාපතං කාමරාගං විරාජෙත්වා බ්‍රහ්ම ලෝකූපගෝ අහෝ. මුලාසනයේ වැඩ සිටින ලේශ්වර ධර්මනිකේතනාරාමාදීශ්වර අතිගෞරවනීය ශාස්ත්‍රපති අකුරුල සමිත හාමුදුරන් වහන්සේගෙන් අවසරයි. ධර්ම ශ්‍රවණාබිලාසී කාරුණික පින්වත්නි, අද දවසේ මේ වසල සූත්‍රයට අදාළව 24 වෙනි ගාථාව අපේ මේ වෙලාවේදී මාතෘකා කරන්නට යෙදුනේ. ගාථා 23ක් මේ දක්වා වසල සූත්‍රයේහි කරුණු ප්‍රකාශ කරමින් ධර්මදේශනා පවත්වමින් කටයුතු සිදු කරලා තිබෙනවා. විශේෂයෙන් අද දවසේ මේ පින්කම්ෙහි අද දවසේ දායකත්වය ගනු ලබන්නේ ඒ අසංග මහත්මාත් සංගීතා මහත්මිය ප්‍රදාන පවුලේ සියලු දෙනා විසින් ඒ අයගේ විවාහ ජීවිතයේහි 15 වන සමරුම සිහිපත් කිරීම වස් සියලු දෙනාටම සසාන්තිය චිරජීවනය ප්‍රාර්ථනා කිරීම වශයෙන් ඉතින් මේ පින්කම් මාලාවේ අද දවසේ මෙම ධර්ම දේශනාව සඳහා මේ මාතෘකාව වසල සූත්‍රය. වසල සූත්‍රයේහි සඳහන් වෙන්නේ ආචාර ධර්ම පද්ධතිය. ඒ ආචාර ධර්ම පද්ධතියට අදාළව ගාථා 23ක කරුණු ගෙනහැර දැක්වුවා. මේ අවසාන ගාථා කිහිපෙම එකම අදහසක කතාවක තිබෙන කරුණුයි ප්‍රකාශ වෙන්නේ. අපේ 23 වෙනි ගාථාවේදී ප්‍රකාශ වුණා සෝපාක කියන චරිතයක්. ඒ චරිතය මාතංග කියන කෙනෙක් බවට පත් වෙනවා. එසේ පත් වෙන්නේ ආධ්‍යාත්මික ගුණධර්ම වඩා වර්ධනය කිරීමෙන්. අපේ පංචශීලයෙන් පටන් ගත්තාම දස සිල්, අට සිල්, ප්‍රාතිමෝක්ෂාදී වශයෙන් මිනිසා විසින් අනුගමනය කරන ගුණධර්ම අනුගමනය කිරීමෙන් ආධ්‍යාත්මික වශයෙන් උසස් තත්වයට පත් වෙනවා කියලා කිව්වා. මොකද ඉන්දියාවේ ඒ කාලේ කුල ભેදය තදින් බලපැවැත්ුණා. මේ කතාවේ සඳහන් වෙන්නේ සෝපාක කියන පුද්ගලයා සම්මතේ කුලයෙන් අඩු කෙනෙක්. ගුණධර්ම ආරක්ෂා කිරීමෙන් බුදුදහමට අනුව මේ මුලින් සඳහන් කළ සීල පාරමිතාවන් පූර්ණය කිරීමෙන් අනුගමනය කිරීමෙන් ඒ සම්මත අඩුවයි සම්මත අයටත් නිවන් අවබෝධ කර ගැනීම නැමැති උසස් තත්ත්වයට පත් වෙන්න පුළුවන් කියන පණිවිඩයයි මේ ගාථාව තුලින් මේ කතාව තුලින් සඳහන් වෙන්නේ. මේ ගාථාවේ තව දුරටත් සඳහන් වෙනෝ සෝ දේව යානං මාරුයිහ විරජං සෝ මහාපතං කාම රාගං විරාජෙත්වා බ්‍රහ්ම ලෝකූපගෝ අහෝ. සාමාන්‍ය අර්ථය ගත්තාම අර මුලින් සඳහන් කර සෝපාක කියන චරිතය පුද්ගලයා එයා මේ ගුණධර්ම නැමැති ගුණධර්ම චරිතායනය කිරීමෙන් එහෙම නැත්නම් අනුගමනය කිරීමෙන් බ්‍රහ්ම ලෝකයටපත් වෙනවා. බ්‍රහ්ම ලෝකු පගු අවු. දැන් මෙතන බ්‍රහ්ම ලෝක කියලා කිව්වහම අපි විශ්වාස කරනවා විවිධ වූ මිනිසයා උපදින ස්තර දේව ලෝක සතර අපාය නරක තිරිසන් പ്രേත අසුර හතරයි. ඒ වගේම දිව්‍ය ලෝක 6 චාතුර් මහා රාජකාදීය යාමය තුසිතේ පරිනිම්මිත වසවත්තිය ආදී වශයෙන් 6ක් තියෙනවා. 6යි ඊට අමතරව බ්‍රහ්ම ලෝක. එතකොට සාමාන්‍යයෙන් වහර කියන්නේ 6 4 නොදන්න පොඩි එකා කියලා කියන්නේ 6 4 කියලා කියන්නේ දිව්‍ය ලෝක 6 අපාය 4. මෙතන මේ ගාථාවේ කියනවා දේව යානං ආරුහ්‍ය. දේව යානය කියලා කියන්නේ මෙතන කියලා කියන්නේ ಗುಣධර්ම නැමැති දේව යානයටපත් වෙලා. යානය කියලා කියන්නේ යන එකටනේ. යානය. දැන් ಗುಣධර්ම නැමැති යානයේ වාහනයට නැගලා සෝපාක කියන එක්කෙනා බ්‍රහ්ම ලෝකෙට ගියාලු. මෙතන උපමාවකින් සඳහන් කරනවා උපමේයක් අත් වශයෙන්ම ಗುಣධර්ම නැමැති වාහනයට නැගලා දේව යාන ಗುಣධර්ම නැමැති දිව්‍යමය වාහනයට නැගලා ඒ අය සුගතියට එහෙම නැත්නම් බ්‍රහ්ම ලෝකයටපත් වුණාලු. මේ தත්ත්වයටපත් වෙනකොට ආධ්‍යාත්මික වශයෙන් මේ පුද්ගලයා එහෙම නැත්නම් මේ සෝපාක කියන චරිතය ආධ්‍යාත්මික වශයෙන් දියුණු වෙලා ඉන්නවා. ආධ්‍යාත්මික වශයෙන් දියුණු වෙච්ච පුද්ගලයා උසස් තත්ත්වයකටපත් වෙනවා කියන එකයි මේ ගාථාවේ අදහස. නැවතත් බැලුවොත් සෝ දේව යානං ආරුහ්‍ය දේව යානයට ආරුහ්‍ය නැග විරජං සෝ මහාපතං මේ රහතුන් වහන්සේලාට භාවිතා කරන මහා මාර්ගයේ භාවිතා කරලා කාම රාගං විරාජෙත්වා කාම සහ රාග දෙක නැති කරලා දාලා බ්‍රහ්ම ලෝක උපගෝවහු බ්‍රහ්ම ලෝකයටපත් වෙනවලු. මෙතන මේ ධර්ම කරුණු හැටියට ගත්තාම කාම රාගං විරාජෙත්වා කියන වචනේහි අන්තර්ගත ධර්ම කරුණු ගත්තාම මේ කාම රාග කියන දෙක නැති කරාට පස්සේ අපේ හිත තුළ තිබෙන බලවත් අකුසල සහගත උපක්ඛිලේශ ධර්මයක් හැටියට කාම රාග හඳුන්වනවා. කාම සහ රාග සාමාන්‍ය ඕනෑම පුද්ගලයෙක් තුළ තිබෙන උපක්ඛිලේශ ධර්ම, ක්ලේශ ධර්ම. මේ ක්ලේශ ධර්ම නැති කිරීමෙන් මනස සැහැල්ලු භාවයටපත් වෙනවා. මනස ක්ලේශ ධර්ම මනසේ තිබෙන තාකල් මනස ක්ලේශ ධර්ම කියලා කියන්නේ උදාහරණයක් ගත්තොත් එහෙම පංච නීවරණ ධර්ම. දැන් මෙතන අකුසල කර්ම අෂ්ට සමාපatti උපදවා ගන්නවා. දැන් කාමරාග දෙක නැති කරලා සාමාන්‍ය පුතඥ පුද්ගලයා ගුණධර්ම වර්ධනය කර ගැනීමෙන් අෂ්ට සමාපatti වර්ධනය කරනවා. මානසික වශයෙන් අෂ්ට සමාපatti කියලා කියන්නේ අෂ්ට කියලා කියන්නේ 8යි සමාපatti කියලා කියන්නේ මානසික වශයෙන් අවබෝධ කරගන්න තත්ත්ව. අෂ්ට සමාපatti. ඒකේ තියෙනවා පළවෙනි එක ප්‍රථම ධානය. ප්‍රථම ධානය. ප්‍රථම කියලා කියන්නේ පළවෙනි, ධාන කියලා කියන්නේ මානසික උසස් වීම. මේ ප්‍රථම ධානයේදී අවබෝධ කරගත්තට පස්සේ ලැබෙන නැතිවෙන උපක්ඛිලේශ ධර්ම තමයි පංච නීවරණ. අපේ හිතේ බලපවත්තන පංච නීවරණ සහ මුලින්ම නැති වෙනවා. පංච නීවරණ කියලා කියන්නේ කාමච්ඡන්ද, ව්‍යාපාද, තීන මිද්ද, උද්ධච්ච කුක්කුච්ච, විචිකිච්ඡා කියන මේ පහ. උද්ධච්ච විචිකිච්ඡා. පහක් තියෙනවනේ. අපේ සිත් තුළ බලපවත්වන මේ කියන උපක්ඛිලේශ ධර්ම. අපේ සිත මේ උපක්ඛිලේශ ධර්ම ප්‍රථම ධානයටපත් නොවීම නිසා අප සිත් තුළ තිබෙනවා. ප්‍රථම ධානයටපත් වුණාම මේ පංච නීවරණ නැති වෙනවා. නීවරණ ආවරණය වෙලා තිබෙන ධර්ම. පංච නීවරණ කියන වචනේ තේරුම තමයි අපේ සිත ආවරණය කරගෙන ඉන්න ධර්ම. ආවරණය කරනවා කියලා කියන්නේ වහගෙන ඉන්නවා. එක අරමුණක ගත්තාම අනිත් දේවල් පේන්නේ නැහැ. එය පංච නීවරණ හැටියට සඳහන් වෙනවා. අපේ සිත වහගෙන ඉන්න ධර්මතා පහ. මොනවද මේ කියන්නේ? පළවෙනි එක කාමරාග, කාමච්ඡන්ද, කාම ඡන්ද, කාම වස්තුන් වලට ඇස පිනවීමට ඇති කැමැත්ත, කන පිනවීමට ඇති කැමැත්ත, නාසය ගන්ධ සුවඳ ලබා ගැනීමට ඇස කන නාස දිව ශරීරය කියන මේ පංචේන්ද්‍රියයන් පිනවීම සඳහා ඇති කැමැත්තට කියනවා කාමච්ඡන්ද. කෙනෙකුට කල්පනා කරන්න පුළුවන් සාමාන්‍ය ගෘහ ජීවිතයක් ගත කරන කෙනෙකුට මේ කාමච්ඡන්ද හොඳ නැද්ද? එහෙම නැත්නම් ඒ වර්ධනය කරගන්න අනුගමනය කරන්න හොඳ නැද්ද? මෙතන මේ කාමච්ඡන්ද කියන අවස්ථාව තියෙන්නේ ප්‍රථම ධානය ලබා ගන්න අයට. විවාහක ජීවිතයකට පත් වෙලා ඉන්න ගෘහ ජීවිත ගත කරන අයට ඒ නීති සම්ප්‍රදායන් අනුව මේ කටයුතු සිද්ධ කිරීම බුදුදහමට අනුව එකඟයි. එකඟ නැත්තේ මධ්‍යම ප්‍රතිපදාවට නැතුව ඉක්මවා යාම. ඇස කන නාස දිව ශරීරය කියන මේ පංචේන්ද්‍රයන් පිනවන්න පුළුවන්. ඒ ඉක්මවා යාමට නොහැකි. මෙතන මේ රහත් භාවයට පත් වෙනකොට සම්පූර්ණම මේ කාමච්ඡන්ද කියන අකුසල ධර්මයන් ප්‍රහීන කරනවා. කාමච්ඡන්ද අපි දන්නවා පෘථජන ජීවිතේ අර ධම්මපදයේ සඳහන් වෙනවා න කහපන වස්සේන තිත්තිකාමේසු විජ්ජති. න කහපන වස්සේන. කහපන කියලා කියන්නේ මේ මිනිස්සුන්ගේ අපේ හිත තුළ තිබෙන ආශාවට මේ කහවණු වැස්සත් මදිනු. අපි සතුටු වෙන්නේ නැහැ. අපිට කාමච්ඡන්ද කියන මේ මානසික උපක්ඛිලේශය මොනතරම් තිබෙනවද කිව්වොත් මොනම දෙයකින්වත් සන්තුෂ්ත භාවයට පත් නොවන මානසිකත්වයක් තමයි බොහෝ අයට තිබෙන්නේ. බුදුහාමුදුරුවෝ දේශනා කරන්නේ කාමච්ඡන්ද ප්‍රහීන කළ යුතුයි. පාලනය කළ යුතුයි. ඒ සඳහා භාවිත සමාජ සම්මතය උනේ දැන් එනවා ආයිම. සීලය. සීලය මගින් තමන්ගේ හිතට එන සෑම ඡන්දයක්ම කැමැත්තක්ම ක්‍රියාත්මක කරන්න යන්නේ අපි සීලයට ඉඩ දෙනවා. සමාජ සම්මතයට ඉඩ දෙනවා. අනෙක් කෙනාට ගරු කරන නිසා විවාහ ජීවිතයට පත් වෙලා ඉන්න දරුවන් ඉන්න වගකීම් සහිත ගුරුවරු පූජකයෝ දෙමාපියෝ හැටියට ඒවා ලෝකපාලක ධර්ම හැටියට කල්පනා කරලා තමන් ඒ කාමච්ඡන්ද එහෙම නැත්නම් කාම වස්තුන් වලට ඇති වෙන යම් අවස්ථාවල ඇති වෙන ආසාවන් පාලනය කරගන්නවා. කාමච්ඡන්ද ප්‍රථම ධානයේදී නැති වෙන පළවෙනි උපක්ඛිලේශ ධර්මය තමයි කාම වස්තුන් වලට ඇති ඇල්ම අඩු වී යාම. දෙවෙනි එක පංච නීවරණ ධර්ම වල ව්‍යාපාදය. මේ අතෝ මේ හොඳට අහලා තියෙන කරුණු. ව්‍යාපාදයේ පිළිබඳව සිංහල අර්ථය තරහව. තවදුරටත් මේකට සිංහලෙහි අර්ථය දාලා තිබෙන්නේ අනුන් නසන තරහ. අනුන් නසන තරහට තමයි ව්‍යාපාදය කියන්නේ. මේ සාමාන්‍ය වශයෙන් දරුවෙක් එක්ක ඇති වෙන තරහ ව්‍යාපාදය නෙමෙයි. ධර්මයේහි හිත තුල උපක්ඛිලේශ ධර්මයක් ලෙස දැඩිව තමන්ගේ සිත අභ්‍යන්තරයෙන් පැන නැගෙන අනුන් නැසීමේ බලවත් තරහට කියනවා ව්‍යාපාදේ කියලා. සාමාන්‍ය අර්ථයෙන් ඔය යාළුවෙක් එක්ක ඇති වෙන තරහ, එහෙම නැත්නම් දෙමාපියොත් එක්ක ඇති වෙන පොඩි පොඩි හිතමනාපකම්, පාසලේ ගුරුවරයාත් එක්ක ඇති වෙන හිතමනාපකම්, ඒවා ව්‍යාපාදයේ ගණයට පැටෙන්නේ නැහැ. පුංචි දරුවෝ අතර ඇති වෙන තරහ කිසිසේත්ම මෙහෙම වෙන්නේ නැහැ. මේ මානසික උපක්ලේශය තමයි අනුන් නසන, අනුන් මැරීමේ, උපක්‍රම කිරීමේ අධික දේශසහගතව ඇති කරගන්න තරහ. ව්‍යාපාදය. තුන්වෙනි උපක්ලේශය නීවරණ සිත ආවරණය කරලා තියෙන නීවරණය තමයි තීන මිද්ද කම්මැලිකම. සිතේ ඇතිවන අලස බව. අලස බව කිව්වහම දෙපැත්තකට ගන්න පුළුවන් විග්‍රහය ලෞකික ජීවිතය සහ ආධ්‍යාත්මික ජීවිතය. ළමයෙක් ගත්තාම අලස බව තමන්ගේ අධ්‍යාපන කටයුතු කරගන්න හිත ආවරණය වෙලා තිබෙන්නේ. සීතල නිසා, උෂ්ණය නිසා, මේ සතියේ නෙමේ ලබන සතියේ උදේ නෙමේ හවස, මේ වගේ වශයෙන් අපේ සිත් තුළට කම්මැලිකම, අලස බව පැමිණෙනවා. අලස බව කාර්යයක් කරන්න ගියාට පස්සේ විවිධ විදිහේ සිත ආවරණය කරලා තියෙනවා කම්මැලිකම. භාවනාවටත් එහෙමයි. දැන් මෙතන තීන මිද්ද කියලා කියන්නේ, මෙතන කියන්නේ ආධ්‍යාත්මික වශයෙන් මනසේ ඇතිවන අලස බව ආධ්‍යාත්මික ජීවිතය. මේක ලෞකික ජීවිතයටත් ගන්න පුළුවන් කාරණාවක්. ඒ වගේම හතරවෙනි කාරණේ තමයි උද්දච්ච කුක්කුච්ච. කියනවනේ දැන් සමහරු කියනවනේ මේ කෙනෙකුට කියන්න පුළුවන් සාමාන්‍ය සමාජයේදී අර මහත්තයා උද්දච්චයි කියනවා. රසික මහත්තයා කියලා නැතුව ඇති. අර මහත්තයා අර ළමයා උද්දච්චයි කියලා කියනවා. තේරුම තමයි උද්දච්ච කියන වචනේ තේරුම තමයි සිංහලයේ දීලා තියෙන්නේ විසුරුණු සිතක් ඇත්තා. උද්දච්ච කියලා කියන්නේ දැන් අපි හිතන්නේ උඩඟුකම වගේනේ. නියම සිංහල අදහස ගත්තාම උද්දච්ච කියලා කියන්නේ සිතේ විසුරුණු බව. එක හිතක් නැති බව. ඒක විස්තර කරනවා අටුවාවේ අලු තින්නේ. අලු කියලා කියන්නේ මේ ලිපේ තියෙන දර ලිපක් පත්තු කරාම තියෙන අලු. එහෙම නැත්නම් අපි හිතමු පාම් පිටි කියලා. ගොඩක් ගහලා පාම් පිටි වෙනම තැනක තියලා ගලකින් ගැව්වහම ඇවිස්සෙන්නේ යම්සේද? ඇවිස්සෙනවනේ. ඒ වගේ යම්ම කිසි සිද්ධියකදී සිත විසිරී යන කෙනාට කියනවා උද්දච්ච පුද්ගලයෙක් කියලා. එයාට තියෙන උද්දච්ච සහගත සිතක්. නිතර විසිරෙන සිතක්. මොනවටද විසිරෙන්නේ? විවිධ වූ අරමුණු වෙනුවෙන්. මේක ගත්තොත් හොඳයිද, අරක ගත්තොත් හොඳයිද, අර වැඩේ කළොත් හොඳයිද, මේ වැඩේ කළොත් හොඳයිද? ඒකාග්‍රතාවයක් නැහැ. මේ මොන විදිහේ කටයුත්තක්ද තමන් කළ යුත්තේ කියන මේ නිශ්චිතභාවය නැති පුද්ගලයාට කියන්න පුළුවන් උද්දච්ච කුක්කුච්ච පුද්ගලයෙක් කියලා. පස්වෙනි නීවරණ ධර්මයේ සිත ආවරණය කරගෙන තියෙන ධර්මයේ තමයි විචිකිච්ඡාව, සැකය. මෙතන විචිකිච්ඡාව කියලා වශයෙන් සැකය කියලා කියන්නේ මේ සාමාන්‍ය ජන ජීවිතයේදී ඇතිවන සැකය නෙමෙයි. සාමාන්‍යයෙන් සැකය කියලා ගත්තාම දැන් වාහනේ උදේ පාන්දර වැඩට යනවා නම් මේ පරිසරයේ ඉන්නකොට ගෑස් එක ඕෆ් කරාද, ලයිට් ඕෆ් කරාද ආදී වශයෙන් වාහනේ යන වෙලාවේදී ඇතිවෙන සිතුවිල්ලට වඩා එහා ගියපු සැකයක් පිළිබඳවයි මෙතන මේ සඳහන් කරන්නේ. විචිකිච්ඡාව ක්ලේශ ධර්මයන් ප්‍රහීන කරන්නේ කෙසේද? බුද්ධ ආදී 8 තැන්. එහෙම නැත්නම් නිවන් අවබෝධ කර ගැනීමේ මාර්ගයේ චතුරාර්ය සත්‍ය. බුදුහාමුදුර ඇත්තද, සත්‍යද? බුදුහාමුදුර මේ වගේ දෙයක් දේශනා කරලා තිබෙනවද? ආර්ය ශ්‍රාංග මාර්ගයේ සත්‍ය දේ පිළිබඳ එහි ගමන් කිරීමෙන් නිවන් අවබෝධ කරගත හැකිද? ආදි වශයෙන් අපේ පෘථග්ජන අයට ඇති වෙන සැකයට විචිකිච්ඡාව කියලා සඳහන් කරනවා. මේ කියන නීවරණ කියලා කියන්නේ හිත ආවරණය කරපු දේවල්. හිත ආවරණය කරලා අපේ මොලේ හිත ආවරණය කරපු ධර්මතා පහ කාමච්ඡන්ද ව්‍යාපාද තීන මිද්ද උද්ධච්ච කුච්ච විචිකිච්ඡා කියන මේ පහ අපේ සිත් තුළින් නැති වෙන්නේ භාවනා කිරීමෙන් ගුණධර්ම වර්ධනය කිරීමෙන් පළවෙනි ධානයේදී දෙවෙනි ධානය තුන්වෙනි ධානය හතරවෙනි ධානය වශයෙන් ධාන වර්ග හතරයි ආකාසඤ්ඤායතනෙ විඥානඤ්ඤායතනෙ ආකින්චඤ්ඤායතනෙ නේව සංඥා නාසඤ්ඤායතනෙ කියලා මානසික වශයෙන් පත් වෙන අවස්ථා හතරයි මේකෙදී අද හතරක් මේ ධාන හතරදී සාමාන්‍යයෙන් පත් වෙන අවස්ථා හතර කියලා මෙන්න ධර්ම දේශනාව අවසන් කිරීමටයි මම බලාපොරොත්තු වෙන්නේ ඊළඟ අවස්ථා හතර වෙන අවස්ථාවක අපි සලකා බලන්න පුළුවන් දෙවෙනි ධානයේදී භාවනා කිරීමෙන් සිත එකඟතාවපත් කිරීමෙන් ප්‍රථම ධානය ලැබෙනවා දෙවෙනි ද්විතීය ධානය ද්විතීය කියලා කියන්නේ දෙක ද්විතීයම්පි ද්විතීය පාලි භාෂාව ද්විතීය ධානයේදී ප්‍රීති සම්බොජ්ජංගය ඇති වෙනවා ප්‍රීති සම්බොජ්ජංගය සාමාන්‍යයෙන් ප්‍රීතිය කියලා කියන්නේ සන්තෝෂය මොන නිසා ඇති වෙන සන්තෝෂයේද ක්ලේශ ධර්මයන් ප්‍රහීන කිරීමට ආරම්භ කළ නිසා ඇති වෙන සන්තෝෂයට කියනවා ප්‍රීති සම්බොජ්ජංගය ඒක ලෞකික ජීවිතයට ගත්තාම ඒක ආධ්‍යාත්මික ජීවිතයේ ලෞකික ජීවිතයට ගත්තාම Tamanට සන්තෝෂ වෙන්න පුළුවන් කුමක්ද Tamanගේ දරුවෝ නිසා අද විවාහ ජීවිතයේට අවුරුදු 15ක් සම්පූර්ණ වන මේ දෙපළට සන්තෝෂයක් ලබන්න පුළුවන් ආපස්සට හැරිලා ප්‍රීති සම්බොජ්ජංගය මම අපි ධාර්මික ජන ජීවිතයක් ආදරයෙන් කරුණාවෙන් කල්මනාකරණයෙන් යුක්තව ගත කරා කියලා සතුටක් ඇති වෙනවා අන්නේ සතුට කියන්න පුළුවන් ලෞකික ප්‍රීති සම්බොජ්ජංගය සතුට ආධ්‍යාත්මික ජීවිතයේදී කෙලෙසුන් නැසීමේ මාර්ගයට පටන්ගත් නිසා ඇති වෙන සන්තෝෂයට ප්‍රීති සම්බොජ්ජංගය කියලා සඳහන් කරන්න පුළුවන් තුන්වෙනි ධානය තෘතීය ධානය පස්සද්ධි සම්බොජ්ජංගය ඇති වෙනවා පස්සද්ධි කියලා කියන්නේ හිතේ ඇති වෙන තමා නිවැරදිව ජීවත් වුණා කියන සිතුවිල්ල ඇති වෙනකොට ඒ වගේම තමන් නිර්වාණ ආදී චතුරාර්ය සත්‍ය ආදී ආරෂ්ඨාංග මාර්ග ආදී මාර්ගයන් ගමන් කළ නිසා ඇතිවෙනා වූ මානසික සතුට නිසා ඇතිවන ප්‍රසද්ධිය පස්සද්ධි සම්බොජ්ජංගය වශයෙන් හඳුන්වනවා. සාමාන්‍ය ජන ජීවිතේ නිවැරදි ජන ජීවිතයක් ගත කරා කියන සිතුවිල්ලෙන් ඇතිවන ප්‍රීතිය නිසා හටගන්න සතුට පස්සද්ධි සම්බොජ්ජංගය කියලා සඳහන් කරනවා. උපේක්ඛා සම්බොජ්ජංගය හතරවෙනි සම්බොජ්ජංගය චතුර්ථ ධානයේදී ලැබෙන්නේ ආධ්‍යාත්මික වශයෙන් තමන් එන ගමන් මාර්ගයේ පිළිබඳව උපේක්ෂා සහගතව කටයුතු කරනවා. ලෞකික ජීවිතයේදී උපේක්ෂාව හැටියට සඳහන් කරන්නේ මදහත් සිතුවිල්ල. මේ අය දන්න උපේක්ෂා සහගත බව කියලා කියන්නේ අෂ්ටලෝක ධර්මයේ කම්පා නොවීම. අෂ්ටලෝක ධර්මයේ ලාභ අයස යස නිന്ദා ප්‍රශංසා සැප දුක නිന്ദා ප්‍රශංසා කියන දෙකම ලෝකේ කවුරුවත් 100% ප්‍රශංසා ලැබුවවත් ලෝකේ 100% නිന്ദා ලැබුවවත් නැහැ. අනිත් ඒවත් එහෙමයි. අටම එහෙමයි. එනිසා උපේක්ඛා සහගත බව ජීවිතේ දුක්ඛිත අවස්ථාවත් වැළපෙන අවස්ථාවත් සතුරු සහගත අවස්ථාවත් මේ අපි ජීවත් වෙන අවුරුදු 60 70ක කාලය පුරාවට අපට මානසික වශයෙන් විඳින්න සිද්ධ වෙනවා. ඒ උපේක්ඛා සම්බොජ්ජංගයේ ලෙස සඳහන් කරනෝ චතුර්ථ ධානයේට පත්වන විට මේ කියන අෂ්ට සමාපatti වලින් මානසික වශයෙන් ජයග්‍රහණ මානසික වශයෙන් දියුණුවක් ලබන්න පුළුවන් වෙනවා. ඒ දියුණුව ලබන්නේ සීලය සහ භාවනාව. සීල භාවනා කියන මේ ත්‍රිවිධ පුණ්‍ය කර්මවල තිබෙන ගුණ ධර්ම භාවනා තුලින් ලැබෙන ප්‍රථම ධානය, ද්විතීය ධානය, තෘතීය ධානය, චතුර්ථ ධානය කියන මේ ධාන 8න් 4 මුල් සඳහන් වන 4න් අපේ සිත් තුළ පවතින පළවෙනි ධානයේදී නීවරණ ධර්ම පහක් සිත ආවරණය කරගෙන තිබෙන ධර්ම ක්ලේශ ධර්ම ඒ වගේම ද්විතීය ධානයේදී ප්‍රීති සම්බොජ්ජංගයේ සතුටක් ඇති වෙනෝ මේ ගාර්ගයේ ගමන් කිරීම ඒ වගේම පස්සද්ධි සම්බොජ්ජංගය උපේක්ඛා සම්බොජ්ජංගය කියන මේ ගුණධර්ම වඩා වර්ධනය වීමෙන් අපේ මානසික සම්තෘප්තිය ඇති කරගන්න පුළුවන් කියන බව මෙම ගාථාවේ සඳහන් වෙනවා. මේ ගාථාවේ මුලින් සඳහන් කළ මේ සෝපාක කියන පුද්ගලයා දිව්‍යමය යානයක නැගී යානයක දිව්‍යමය යානය ඒක උපමාව සඳහන් කරන්නේ ගුණධර්ම නැමැති සීලය නැමැති ගුණධර්ම නැමැති වාහනේ නැගී බ්‍රහ්ම ලෝකේ නැත්නම් හොඳ උත්පත්ති ස්ථානයකටපත් වුණා කියන වගේ අදහසක් මේ ගාථාවෙන් අර්ථ නිරූපණය වන බව මේ අවස්ථාවේදී සිහිපත් කරමින් විශේෂයෙන් මේ ප්‍රථම ධානයේදී සඳහන් වන නීවරණ ධර්මත් එවැගේම මේ ධානවලදී අපට ලැබෙන නීවරණ ධර්මත් ආධ්‍යාත්මික අර්ථයෙන් ආධ්‍යාත්මික සුවය ලබා ගැනීමට ජාති හෝ වෙනයම් බාධාවක් උත්පත්තිය හෝ වෙනයම් බාධාවක් කුලය හෝ වෙනයම් බාධාවක් අප තුල අපට බලපාන නොපාන බව මෙම ගාථාවෙන් තවදුරටත් සඳහන් වන බව මේ වෙලාවේ සිහිපත් කරමින් මෙම ධර්ම දේශනාව අවසන් කරමින් අද අනුග්‍රහය දක්වන ඒ දෙපළටත් ශ්‍රවණය කිරීමෙන් ධර්ම ශ්‍රවණය කිරීමෙන් ලබාගත්තා වූ පුණ්‍ය ඵලයන් හේතුවෙන් මේ දෙදෙනාටත් සියලු දෙනාටම නිදුක් නිරෝගී වාසනාවන්ත චිරජීවන ආයුරාෝග්‍ය ආදී සත් සම්පත් වඩා වර්ධනීය වේවා සාදු සාදු ප්‍රාර්ථනා
සාදු 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 ඒ උතුම් ධර්මානුශාසනාව පවත්වන ලදී ගාල්ල බද්දේගම ශ්‍රී රත්නසාර විද්‍යායතන පිරිවෙන් විදුහල්පති අති ගෞරවනීය දාම්මල පියනන්ද පඬිත් හාමුදුරන් වහන්සේ අප කෙරෙහි අනුකම්පාවෙන් අද දිනයට නියමිත වසල සූත්‍රයේ ගාථා ධර්මීය විග්‍රහ කරමින් වටිනා ධර්මානුශාසනාවක් පවත්වනු ලැබුවා. උන්වහන්සේටත් ඒ උතුම් ධර්ම දානමය ආශිර්වාදයෙන් නිදුක් නිරෝගී භාවය සැලසේවා සියලු ජීවිත අභිමතාර්ථයන් ඉෂ්ට සිද්ධ වේවා කියලා ප්‍රාර්ථනා කරනවා සෙත් පතනවා. ඒ වගේම අද දවසේ පින්කමේ දායකත්වයේ දරන සෑම දිනාගෙමත් සියලු කටයුතු සාර්ථක වේවා කියලා ප්‍රාර්ථනා කරනවා ආශිර්වාද කරනවා සෙත් පතනවා. Now we are moving into our chanting of protection blessings. Let us join for a few minutes of chanting the blessings. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Evam me sutang ekang samayang bhagava savattyang viharati jetavane anatha pindikassa arame attako bhagava pumbbanna samayang nivasetva patta chivara madaya savattyang pindaya pavisitena कोपन समयेन अंगिक भारद्वाजस्य ब्राह्मणस्य निवेशने अग्निपज्जलितो होति आहुति पग्गहिता अतको भगवा सावत्त्यं सपदानं पिण्ड Nindaya Charamano
Yena Angika Bharattvajassa Brahmanassa Nivesanam Te Nupasankami Addasako Angika Bharatvajo Brahmano Bhagavantang Duratova
Agacchantang
Disvana Bhagavantang Etadavoca Tatreva Mundaka Tatreva Samanaka Tatreva Vasalaka Dittahiti Evam
Te Bhagava Angika
Bharadvajang Brahmanang Etadavoca Janasi Panatvang Brahmana Vasalang Vasalakarane Vadammeti
Nakwahang
Bhogotama Janami Vasalang Vasalakarane Vadamme
Sadhu me bhavang gotamo tata dhammang
Vasalakarane
Vadammi sadhu me bhavang gotamo tata dhammang
Desetu
Yatahang janeyang vasalang va vasalakarane vadammi Tenahi brahmana sunai sadukam manasi karoi Vasissamiti evam bhoti ko aggika bharadvajo
Brahmano Bhagavato
Pacchassosi bhagavaye tadavoca Kodano upanahi ca pamamakki ca yonaro Vippanna ditti maya vitanjanya vasalo iti Ekajam va dvijam va piyodapanani hinsati Yassa pani dayanatti tanjanya vasalo iti Yohanti parirundati kamani nigamani ca niggahako samanyato tanjanya vasalo iti Gami vaya divaranye yang pare sangmamaitang Teya adinnang adiyati tanjanya vasalo iti Yohave inamadaya jujjamano palayati nahite inamati tanjanya vasalo iti Yove kinchika tamyata pantasming vajatan janang Hantva kinchika madeti tanjanya vasalo iti Yo hetu parahetu dhanahetu jayo naro Sakki putto musabruti tanjanya vasalo iti Yo nyatinang sakanang vatare supati dissati sahasa sampiyena va tanjanya vasalo iti Yo matarang va pitarang va jinnakang gata yopanang pahusanto na bharati tanjanya vasalo iti Yo matarang va pitarang va matarang bhagining sasum hantiro seti vacaya tanjanya vasalo iti Yo attang puncito santo anatta manusasati Padicchannena manteti tanjanya vasalo iti Yo kattva papakang kammang mamang janyati viccati Yo padiccanna kammanto tanjanya vasalo iti Yo ve parakulanga ගන්්වා බුත්තාන සුචි භෝජනං ආගතන්න පටි පූජේති තංජඤ්ඤා වසලෝ ඉති යෝ බ්‍රාහ්මණං වා සමනං වා අඤ්ඤං වාපි වනිබ්බකං මුසාවාදේන වංචේති තංජඤ්ඤා වසලෝ ඉති යෝ බ්‍රාහ්මණං වා සමනං වා බද්ද කාලේ උපට්ඨිතේ රෝසේති වාචානච දේති තංජඤ්ඤා වසලෝ ඉති අසතං යෝද පබ්‍රෝති මෝහේන පලිකුණ්ඨිතෝ කිංචික්ඛං නිජිගිස්සානෝ තංජඤ්ඤා වසලෝ ඉති යෝ ජත්නානං සමුක්ඛංසේ පරංච මවජානති නිහිනෝ සේන මානේන තංජඤ්ඤා වසලෝ ඉති රෝසකෝ කදරියෝ ච පාපිච්චෝ මච්චරි සටෝ අහිරිකෝ අනොත්තප්පි තංජඤ්ඤා වසලෝ ඉති යෝ බුද්ධං පරිභාසති අතවා තස්ස ශාවකං පරිභාජං ගහට්ටං වා තංජඤ්ඤා වසලෝ ඉති යෝ වේ අනරහා සන්තෝ අරහං පටිජානති චෝරෝ සම්බ්‍රහ්මකේ ලෝකේසකෝ වසලා ධම්මෝ ඒතේ කෝ වසලා බුත්තා මයාවෝ ඒ පකාසිතා නචච්චා වසලෝති නජ්ජා හෝති බ්‍රාහ්මනෝ කම්මනා වසලෝති කම්මනා හෝති බ්‍රාහ්මනෝ තදමිනාපි විජානාත යදා මේ ධම්මිදස්සනං චණ්ඩාල පුත්තෝ සෝපාකෝ මාතංගෝ ඉති විස්සුතෝ සෝයසං පරමං පද්දෝ මාතංගෝ යං සුදුල්ලභං ආගඤ්ඤුං තස්ස පට්ඨානං කත්තියා බ්‍රාහ්මනා බවෝ සෝ දේවයාන මාරුය විරජං සෝ මහපතං කාමරාගං විරාජෙත්වා බ්‍රහ්ම ලෝකූපගෝ අහෝ නනං ජාති නිවාරේසි බ්‍රහ්ම ලෝකූපපත්තියා අජ්ජායක කුලේ ජාතා බ්‍රාහ්මනා මත්ත බන්දුනෝ තේච පාපේසු කම්මේසු අභින්න මුපරිස්සරේ දිත්තේව ධම්මේ ගාරය්‍යා සම්පරායේද දුග්ගතින් තේ ජාති නිවාරේති දුග්ගච්ඡා ගරහාය වාන ජච්ඡා වසලෝ හෝති නජච්ඡා හෝති බ්‍රාහ්මනෝ කම්මනා වසලෝ හෝති කම්මනා හෝති බ්‍රාහ්මනෝ ඒවං බුත්තේ අග්ගික භාරද්වාජෝ බ්‍රාහ්මනෝ භගවන්තං ඒතදෝච අභික්ඛන්තං භෝගෝතම අභික්ඛන්තං භෝගෝතම සේයතාපි භෝගෝතම නික්ඛොච්චිතං වා උක්ඛොච්චය පටිච්චන්නං වා විවරෙය්‍ය මූලස්සං වා මග්ගං ආචික්කේය අන්ධකාරේ වාතේල පජ්ජෝතං ධාරෙය්‍ය චක්කුමන්තෝ රූපානි දක්ඛින් තීති ඒවමේවං බෝධා ගෝතමේන අනේක පරියායේන ධම්මෝ පකාසිතෝ ඒසහං භගවන්තං ගෝතමං සරණං ගච්ඡාමි ධම්මං භික්ඛු සංඝං ච උපාසකං මං භවං ගෝතමෝ ධාරේතු අජ්ජතග්ගේ පානුපේතං සරණං ගතන්ති vajjena sotute jaya mangalang etena sacca vajjena sabba rogo
vinasatu
etena sacca vajjena hotu te jaya
mangalang
yandun nimittang avamangalang yo chamanapo
sakunassa sando
papaggaho dussupinannakantang buddhanubhavena vinasamento yandun nimittang avamangalang yo chamanapo sakunassa
sando
papaggaho dussupinannakantang dhammanubhavena vinasamento yandun nimittang avamangalang
chamanapo
sakunassa saddho papaggaho dussupinannakantang sanganubhavena vinasamento dukkhapattaja niddukka bhayapattaja
nibbhaya
sokampattaja nissokantu sabbe
pipanino
sabbe buddha balapatta paccekananca yang
balang arhang
tananca tejena rakkang bandami
sabbaso
sabbe buddha balapatta paccekananca yang balang arhantananca tejena rakkang bandami sabbaso sabbe buddha balapatta paccekananca yang balang arhantananca tejena rakkang bandami sabbaso devo vassatu kalena sassa sampatti hetu ca pito bhavatu loko ca
raja bhavatu
dhammiko sadhu sadhu sadhu. Now we are moving into our English Dhamma sermon. Namo tassa bhagavatu arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the Blessed One, supremely enlightened Lord Buddha. So devayana maruiha virajang so mahapatang kamaragang virajetva Brahma lokupago aho. With the permission of our most venerable Hamdru, dear friends in the Dhamma, as usual today, we are listening to the Dhamma talk based on the discourse delivered by the Buddha called the Discourse on Outcast. This also been named as Aggika Bharadwaja Sutta. That means discourse delivered to the Brahmin named Aggika Bharadwaja. Also it is known as Vasala Sutta, which translates as Discourse on Outcast. There was a belief by that time, by birth, people are being born into different castes, different classes. The society were divided according to the birth categories. But our Lord Buddha made a very revolutionary approach to explain, that was not right. The people can be divided or categorized according to their actions, their deeds, their characteristics, their behaviors. The incident you all remember, Buddha happened to be in the arms round, and one householder was about to start his spiritual practice. He set the fire, was going to put things as a form of offering to the fire. That was how he was going to get the spiritual practice and blessings. By seeing Buddha right in front of house, he got very angry and asked the Buddha to stop, and said, a bald-headed, low caste, outcast, recluse. Buddha very patiently asked, does he know the meaning of outcast? He replied that he does not know. Then Buddha explained to him very kindly, with his request, the characteristics of outcast. The teachings given by the Buddha we call discourses. All the discourses Buddha very structurally developed. It starts from very basic moral establishments, rules of virtues, set of virtues, and then further at the very end it leads into liberation. So every teaching Buddha given, for example, if we think of Mangala Sutta starts set of values. Don't associate with people who are low qualities. Associate people who are mature and moral, has morals. And then eventually it leads into Asokang, Virajang, Kemang, how someone develop a mind that free from impurities, defilements, and gain the final liberation. Karaniya Metta Sutta also the same, to encourage people to practice basic values, but they are always being directed in the discourse itself to end into a final emancipation, liberation, nibbana. Similarly, this discourse also very beautifully, that is why Buddha's teaching, beginning is beautiful, middle is beautiful, end is beautiful. And it has very clearly those three aspects. So Buddha starts very softly and gently explaining the set of values and beautifully explain how one can finally attain the highest benefit of the path. So now Buddha slowly explained, after all these things, by action, by deeds, person born into different status. We remember the previous two gathas given an example of a gentleman called Sopaka. He was born to a low caste family and he was humiliated, but because he practiced spiritual things, he became highly venerated, and even the so-called higher class people went and attended to that person. Buddha gave that example. And then he explained last stanza how one can really enter into this higher state of spirituality. And this Gatha explained the positive side of mind development. What happens if you develop the higher state of mental development? No matter what caste or what place you were born into, Buddha said, so devayana maruya. If one practice the right spiritual practice, that person mounting the celestial chariot mounting into a vehicle of divine make, with that vehicle travels along the passion-free high road. That road, you know, the path, Arya Attayika Magga. This is a high road. High road means it does not have any distractions or defilements, person to be fallen into dangers. So those are very beautiful way of explaining how different two sides of path. One goes into a blissful path, which is called passion-free. Someone may go into a passion-based desire, greed, and all these distraction-based road. That is not a high road, that is a low road. What happened? The end, when one who goes passion-free high road will reach into a higher state of being. The person who travels the low road with all these defilements will eventually lead into a lower class. This stanza very beautifully explain this Sopaka, later known as Matanga, reach where Brahma realm, existence of the supreme being, having given up all the sense desires, when one completely subdued all the defilements, that person is born into the best, highest level. This can be practically experienced in this very life, here and now. That's the most beautiful thing of it. The next Gatha, which we will be going to explain next week, explain even though the person being born into a higher class, if the person may be born into a spiritual Brahmin family, but that person does wrong thing, unwholesome thing, that person will not go into a high road leading to heavenly realms, but that person will go into low road leading to lower realms, Satara Apaya, the four lower realms. This very clearly explains at the end how we can organize our life to reach into a destination. Otherwise, our life is not a purposeful life if we do not organize a beautiful way of ending, a culmination of this. So this gentleman, Buddha, given the example of Sopaka, seems to have attained the stages of deep mental absorptions through the practice of meditation. This person, so now we already discussed about what is meditation, how to practice the meditation. There are 40 subjects of meditation. There are two aspects of meditation. One is called tranquility meditation, calming meditation, samatha bhavana. The other one is called insight meditation. All these samatha meditations lead into these deep mental absorptions called jhanas, that the Buddha and the enlightened disciples also attained those things. But that jhanas will not eventually lead us into free from defilements and attain the enlightenment. That person need to develop the insight meditation, but with that insight meditation can't be developed unless one do not get at some level of these jhanas or absorptions, deep level of mental absorptions. These mental absorptions we need to really understand because it's beneficial. Otherwise, there is no possibility for us to attain the enlightenment. There are 8 jhanas consisting of 4 fine material jhanas. 4 out of 8 fine materials we call rupa jhana. The others are 4 immaterial formless jhanas we call arupa jhana. So there are two aspects for that. Unless one is fully enlightened through insight meditation, one who attains any of these jhanas by giving up sensual desires, we call kama raga, is reborn in one of the celestial worlds known as Brahma Loka. So the advantage of it, even one do not enlighten, but that person will not go into a fallen into a lower realm, which is a risk. If you were fallen into a lower realm, that is the coming out of it is endless, very difficult, and it takes eons and eons. Whereas if you are heading into the jhanas or mental development, then you are in a very secure place. We explain in detail what those jhanas are, what those mental deep level of absorptions, deep level of developments are. There are 8 deep level of absorptions. We explain this under the Noble Eightfold Path, we call Arya Ashtanga Magga, under right meditation. Under meditation, we have right effort, right concentration, right mindfulness. Right effort, right mindfulness, and right concentration. Samma Samadhi. Samma Samadhi can be explained under these 8 states of deep levels. We call first one is called Prathamatyana. That is the delightful sensations, which means normally in our mind we have 5 hindrances. 5 hindrances are, first one is sensual desires. In simple terms, we have plenty of likeness through our ears, through our eyes, through our nose. We always been looking after, searching for sensual pleasures. What is the danger of sensual pleasures? It's like a grasshopper instantly seeing a flame of a lamp, likes it. But what happened to the grasshopper when the grasshopper see a flame of a lamp, goes into it and instantly burn and die? So that's the nature, very gross nature of the sensual pleasures that destroy you. That may give a very temporary, simple pleasure, but it leads into longer suffering. That's the first one. Second one is called anger, dislikeness. Third one is called laziness, sleepiness, tiredness. Fourth one is called restlessness. The fifth one is called doubt. Those are being subdued completely when one gains the first jhana, first absorptions. And when you do not have those things, what do you feel is joy? You feel so happiness. That is why Buddhism is saying happiness is within. It does not matter what you have externally. External things doesn't make you happy. It comes naturally within ourselves. So this joy, what is the opposite of joy? If the person is not happy, that person is angry. So that means that person taking over the second hindrance, anger or dislikeness, when the person truly established in the second jhana. Third jhana is contentment. What happens is that passaddhi we call. Passaddhi means you feel lighter, you feel comfortable to maintain this body and mind. Otherwise, lot of laziness, lot of tiredness, lot of procrastinating, lot of sleepiness, you don't have self-esteem, that type of things. Whereas when you attain the third jhana, you feel, even if you wake up early, you don't feel like heavy, you don't feel like discomfort, you feel serenity, peace within yourself. Then the fourth jhana, you come into a very equanimous nature called balance or upekka. Through the upekka, what happens is you eliminate those things called doubt, and those are completely subdued, those 5 hindrances. When someone developed that, Buddha said that is enough. However, before Buddha, these were available, and further 4 jhanas were available, introduced. Buddha practiced those with other teachers. The 5th one called Akasanyayatana, infinite space. When one further cultivates the mind, what the person experiences is beyond all these limitations, infinite, unlimited space. There is no differences, there is no variations, there is no discriminations, all the same. That is called the 5th jhana, 5th level of absorption. Then when the person started to further cultivate this calming meditation called samadhi, the person then realized the 6th jhana, which called viññānañcāyatana. That means the person eventually realized that space even exists within my mind. So what really exists, not the space, but mind itself. That's called viññānañcāyatana. When the person further practiced, the person started to see, realize, even this viññāna is not existing. What really exists? Nothingness. Ākiñcaññāyatana, we call emptiness. That is the state that you will be absorbing your mind into. When the person further and further and further developed the samadhi, that person started to experience neva saññā na saññā, the 8th mental absorption, that is called neither perception nor non-perception. So that person comes into a very clear understanding about perception. Perception, my consciousness is a perception. Perception is how one can recognize something from another. So, for example, how can we recognize a book from a cup? How can we recognize a house from a car? That is our perception. Perception is to recognize from one another. The person recognizes that there is no mind here. There is only nothingness eventually. But again, that is our perception. But that person recognized even there is no perception. That is why it is neither perception nor non-perception there. Neva saññā na saññā. That was the levels by that time before the Buddha. Even by the time of the Buddha, people gained through the meditation. But Buddha practiced and said there are more into it. He explained another one that is called Nirodha Samapatti. That was the 9th jhana. That means complete cessation. At the Nirodha Samapatti, the person come into even that no perception, completely absent. That is called cessation. Neither mind nor body does not exist. But that has to be practiced with a very with guidance, because when the person enters into Nirodha Samapatti cessation level, the person knows when to start, wake up. And it naturally happens. Nobody can wake him up or wake that person up. Normally, that person inform others. Otherwise, it's not a good thing. So there are lots of rules to be followed if the monastics are practicing that. That level of cessation, Nirodha Samapatti, cessation level. So those are the jhanic levels. Buddha in the right concentration, Samma Samadhi, explained there are 4 types of subjects of meditation that these can be gained. One of the popular one is called breathing meditation. In addition to that, there are lots of other things like posture awareness, clear comprehension, 32 parts of the body, 4 elements, death recollections, and there are 40 subjects of those meditations. When person absorb, we are talking about by that time, Buddha given this example, the person is not leading into the Nibbana, the person is leading into Samma Samadhi. And where that person can lead into Samma Samadhi, it says that he will definitely go into a higher realm, not lower realms. If that person dies by gaining such level of mind, that person has a guarantee that person will not go into a lower realm. But the uncertainty there is that level of deep absorption can be lost, can be expired at any time if the person get distracted. So there is a danger there. However, that person definitely go into a higher realm which has more opportunities and more potentials for the safety of this long death and birth cycle we call samsara. Samsara is a very serious place. So Buddha always explain when that person gain into that level, that person gain the special knowledges. They call abhinya. This different to jhana. Jhanas are absorption, deep level of meditation. That person gains when the person enters into such levels, higher, superior knowledges called abhinya. And there are 5 abhinyas those people are gaining. One of all iddhivida. They can perform supernatural powers. What are the supernatural powers? Like walk on the water, travel in the space, levitating, and those type of things can be travel through the walls. That type of things called psychic powers. Even Buddha himself did few, but he did not encourage anyone to do that. Buddha, to kind of dispel the ego of his own relatives, Buddha practice called Yama Maha Pratiharya, which means twin miracle practice. So there are occasions, but Buddha really did not encourage. There was once Buddha was waiting to cross a river. There was a person who take from the boat to the other side. There was one spiritual person who had these higher levels of meditation, gained these higher knowledges called abhinya, and asked, where is the peri person? The people said that person has gone into the other side. Then he did not wait. He used these psychic powers called iddhivida, and through his psychic powers, he went to the other soul. The people were shocked, and people said to the Lord Buddha, you are the highly superior Buddha, but you are not doing that. Buddha said, how much it cost? By that time, so it was like a penny. Buddha said, I will not do such things just for worth of penny. It is not worth. Therefore, Buddha highly encouraged not to go into that direction, because that will not eventually lead into a better practice. That was iddhivida, which means high psychic powers. Second one called dibba sota, that we normally call clairvoyance, that being able to hear things in distance. And the third one called cheto pariyaya jnana, we call telepathy. We can read the other's mind, mind penetrating knowledge. Then pubbe nivasanussati jnana, this one was gained by the Buddha when he was about to enlighten, remembering one's former lives abode. So that's called pubbe nivasanussati jnana. And the next one called dibba chakku, divine eye. The person can see the destination, karmic destination, where this person will be born. What happened to this person? So person can see in distance, in far, about the nature. But Buddha says these are not beneficial. Buddha introduced Asavakkaya Jnana, one of the very best level of abhinya, that means to eliminate the mental intoxicants, mental defilements. Asava means intoxicants, mental defilements, to eliminate. That is where that one leads into divine enlightenment, free from all the suffering. So the person, when that person practiced that Asavakkaya Jnana, that means the knowledge or higher knowledge, we call abhinya, to eliminate the defilements. What are the defilements that person need to endeavor to eliminate? There are 10 such defilements we call Dasa Sangyojana, or 10 fetters. First one called Sakkaya Ditti, wrong belief in a self, believe in oneself, believe in a self, a wrong identity. That's called Sakkaya Ditti. Then Vichikicca, the doubt or uncertainty, especially is not like normal doubt. Here we call skeptical doubt. Skeptical doubt means the person does not really believe the enlightenment of the Buddha. Person does not believe the super mundane consciousness, and there is a birth and rebirth. Even there was no mother, father that we were born into. That thing's called skeptical doubts. People do not have such. That's the second defilement. Third defilement called Silabbata Paramasa, practicing wrong moral practices. That is what Buddha explained to this Adhika Bharadwaja in the Vasala Sutta. Buddha said, even though you were born into a Brahmin, higher class, if you are practicing something, you will not go into a higher level and become a Brahma. You will be going into a lower realm. Despite the fact you are being born into a higher level. Whereas even though a person being born into a lower realm, if the person practice this deep level of meditation, that person will definitely go into a higher birth. That is what we call avoiding Silabbata Paramasa, attachment to wrong rites and rituals. When the person eliminate that, the person enter the first enlightenment path called stream enterer. Then second, number 4 and number 5 called sensual desire, kama raga. The fifth one called ill will, strong anger. That is being not eliminated but subdued. Person enters into once returner, the second path of enlightenment. Then further practice, the person completely eliminate those two, sensual desires and ill will. The person enters into a non-returning level. Then further 5 things are being eradicated of those 10 patterns called lust for material existence, Rupa Raga, lust for immaterial existence, Arupa Raga, conceit, Mana, Uddacha, restlessness, and finally the ignorance. Those 5 are easy to remove because that person is already entered the third level of enlightenment, and the person, once that is being easily removed, person will enter into the enlightenment. So those are the main defilements, and there are some basic unwholesome bodily actions we call Dasa Akusal: killing living beings, stealing, sexual misconduct, false speech, slanderous speech, harsh speech, idle chattering, greed, ill will, and wrong view. Those will lead into lower realm of existence. Now it's very interesting how this happened. Buddha here in this discourse, it explained a path that's called passion-free high road. What do you find in this high road, passion-free high road? explained by the Buddha. He said, by traveling in that passion-free high road, Virajang so Mahapatang. Mahapatang means high road. Virajang means completely free from rajas. Raja means defilements. Virajan means free from passion, free from defilements. What happened when the person eliminate that 10 unwholesome actions? No, when the person engage in those 10 wholesome actions, and further, in addition to those 10 wholesome actions, or the other thing is if the person kills the parents, murder an arahant, enlightened person, injure the Buddha, or create a split in the Sangha, those are called 5 heinous crimes. That person going to hell is called Niraya. There are 31 existences like that. So I'm explaining how this road, the path Buddha explained, can lead into. If the person can practice either 10 unwholesome, or kill a mother, father, or an enlightened monk, or injure the Buddha, or create the division of the Sangha, the person going to hell. That is the lowest, Niraya we call. Then little bit up from that Niraya, we all see it called Tirachana. That means animal realm. Where do the people go into animal realm? If they have practiced either 10 unwholesome actions, dasa akusal, or behaving like an animal. By that time, even in India, even today, people practice a spiritual thing like behaving like animals. They think it is a higher spiritual practice. But Buddha said very clearly, they will not go into a higher realm. There are no difference to wrong spiritual practice. And the third one called hungry ghost, we call Peta Loka. Third one is called Asuras. Asura means demons. Those are result of 10 unwholesome actions. Then the fifth realm is called human realm. Human realm, the person who practice these higher attainments are now in the human realm. Neither of lower other realms people can't practice these deep absorptions called jhanas. So the human realms, you know, to have a human birth is a very difficult thing. It's not an easy thing. Then when the person practice as a human being, generosity and morality and meditation, the person going to 6 divine realms. We call, first one is called Chatu Maharajika, Devas of 4 great kings, Tavatimsa, 32 gods, Yama, Devas of Yama, Thusitha, contented Devas, Nimmana Rati, Devas delighting in creation, and the final one is called Devas having supernatural powers called Paranimmita Vasavatti Deva. So those are 11 now, and they are called Kamaloka, sensual world. So 11 sensual world. What are those 11 sensual world? 4 lower realms, Satara Apaya, 6 divine realms, 6 divine realm, Divya Loka higher, and human level, Manusya Loke. Those are called 11 sensual world, 11 Kama Loka. Then the next one is called 16 type of form realms, Rupa Loka. First one Kama Loka, now the 16 type of Rupa Loka. Rupa Loka means that person who practice these jhanas being born into 16 different types. The 16th one is the most important thing, is called that goes into a higher level of existence. Then there is another 4 formless Arupa Loka. the first were 4 and then 16 and then another 4 here. That is how it comes into 31 existence, and that being born because of the practice of different levels of meditation through jhana levels. Buddha said that by even born into, like the person who gained the non-returning, the 3rd level, definitely if the person did not attain the fully enlightenment, will be born into one of these highest level of realms, and the person will pass into Nibbana from there, but will not be born into a lower realm. So that is what the Buddha explained in this Gatha very beautifully. Person who practice the spiritual meditation, even though a person being born into whatever the level of society, that person can gain the highest birth of a Brahma realm, because that person has completely removed the sensual desires within the mind. The example we can see that so many of our disciples of the Buddha and even Buddha himself being born into those realms and develop later the insight meditation, one of which is called Mahakashyapa Hamduro. He was practicing very serious meditations, and he at the very young age wanted to become a monk, but parents did not like it. Then parents tried to make him marry into someone so that he will change his mind. Then he said that I would not get married unless I find a person that I really think like. So the parents said, of course. Then he made a beautiful thing from the gold and said, if I like the same type of girl, then I will get married. So then parents hire a group of people to take that. Parents try to hire some people to take it to the different places, and eventually found the same identical lady. Then he was very upset because he come to know that they have found it. So he was little bit defeated. And very secretly he sent a letter saying, I really don't have an aspirations to get married and lead a family life, but I really want to be enlightened. You know, that lady in the other side was having the same, and she also sent a letter saying, my parents insist me to do this, but I really have no interest of that. But in the middle, these two people who were moving into two different directions to exchange these letters met and eventually come to know what is in the letter. So they changed the letter and give the wrong letters to this. Eventually this marriage took place, but from the day one they started having a very beautiful life, very holistic life, very spiritual life, and eventually went left the household life and enter into, one is called Mahakashyapa Maharahatan Vahanse, the other one became and Baddha Kapilani, another higher enlightened women, Bhikkhuni. So that is how a person can lead into eventually a life to come to an end of our samsaric journey. But it is so important to fulfill our in this very life, to make this life successful, make this life happy, make this life peaceful, and whatever we can do to the society, contribute into our environment, that is the best. And as we are passing into our final journey, we need to let go everything and attain these higher levels of enlightenment and free from all suffering. With that in our intentions, I would like to conclude this Dhamma sermon explaining again the basic idea of that discourse. It says those persons who were born into a lower realm, but by practicing higher meditations, he entered, mount into a divine chariot and travel along the passion-free high road and reach the Brahma realm, the highest level of existence, by giving up sense desires and attain the bliss into that level of existence. May these Dhamma reflections bring you more understanding about how we can lead our life and organize our life to attain the bliss of Nibbana. May these blessings be with you all. May you all be well, happy, peaceful, and attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. And today, this Dhamma Dana is being sponsored by our Mrs Sangeetha and Mr Asanga Agalakotuwa. They would like to share the blessings with their 15th year wedding anniversary with good health, protection, and fulfillment of all their aspirations in their wedded life. Also, they would like to transfer the merits to their loving mother, late Mrs Suranjini Seneviratne. Also to invoke blessings to their parents, Dr Banda Seneviratne, Mr Sarath and Mrs Monika Agalakotuwa. They would also like to transfer the merits to all departed relatives and friends, including especially the uncle, Mr. Anil Bokragoda, who passed away 3 years ago, and also Uncle Mr. Thusitha Wickramasinghe. And also they would like to remember our beloved father and share the merits with all departed. And also they would like to share the blessings to everyone who is having a very hard time in Sri Lanka, and also to all community in the United Kingdom. May all be blessed and be healthy and happy. With that, we conclude our Dhamma sermon by sharing those merits with our main sponsor of the day, Mrs. Sangeetha, Mr. Asanga Agalakotuwa and family. May all the aspirations be fulfilled. Also, may the blessings be with all in our community. May they all be well, happy, and peaceful. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Thank you very much. Now I will pass on to our Rasikaya Padmanona to continue with the Dhamma program.
හාමුදුරන් වහන්සේලාගේ අවසරයි. පෙරවන් සර්ණයි සියලු දෙනාටම. Good evening, everyone. So, a well-detailed lecture from both haamunduros today, because that subject is very deep. You can understand it. And we learned last week that Sopaka became Matanga by developing 5 supernatural powers and 8 dhammas, deep mental absorptions. And this week, in this gather, we went into a bit more detail as to find out how did he achieve this dhammas and supernatural powers. And it's very interesting to listen to both Thamguru and think about how much effort, how much knowledge, how much practice he should have had before going into the woods. So, for example, Thamguru said that to achieve the first dhyana, you need to eradicate sensual pleasure. So as human, we have a mind that gets easily attracted to sensual pleasures. That's the human nature. And Buddha told us about it. So if that is the nature, to eradicate or not to think about or not to get attached to these sensual pleasures, you can just imagine how much effort one has to put into to eradicate it. And both Thamguru gave us lots of examples, lots of facts and information from Dhamma to make us understand the depth of and the great effort that Matanga or the Sopaka has put in to achieve these psychic powers. So as children, you might think that it's a bit difficult for you to understand. I can feel it. But what are the good things that you can learn as children out of this lesson? Now we said that Pirandhamguru said that Sopaka had lots of good qualities in his life before he started meditating. Kindness, compassion, metta, and so on. But as children, there is one good quality that we all should have in order to become a good person. That's fundamental quality. And that is called gratitude. That's very fundamental to every human being. To show gratitude, practice gratitude in your whole life. That's the starting point to become a good person. And that's what we are going to do now. Show gratitude to both Thamguru, giving us these valuable Dhamma lessons. So let us put our hands together, palms together, and say that may this Dhammadana bring both Thamguru in the temple, both Samitha and Pirandhamguru, great health and great happiness. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Good. So it's time for us to do our next thing, which is homework. And I would invite first Changi, please start your presentation. Thank you.
I'm going to recite the 23rd Gatha for Vasala Sutra. Soyasan Paramanpato Matango Yansudullapan Agjanju Natasapatanan Katya Brahmana Bahu. Meaning of this stanza is, this Matanga attained the highest fame, so difficult to gain. Many were the warriors, Kshatriyas and Brahmins who went to attend on him. Thiruvan Saranai.
Monika, please.
Hello everyone, today I'm going to talk about the 23rd Gatha of Vasala Sutra. Soyasang Bhavamam Pato Matango Yansutulapan Agajuntas Supatanan Katiye Vagmana Bahu. This meaning of this Gatha is a gentleman called the Matanga attained the highest level of fame, which is hard to achieve, and only a few people have been known to attain this. Consequently, Brahmins or warriors were among those people who respected him. Ultimately, he changed his destiny by changing the direction of his life. Thank you for listening, everyone. Thiruvan Saranai.
Let's go to Sangeetha and Older, please.
Soyasam paramam pato more matango yam sadalla baham angancham tasupatanam katiya brahmanobaho. This Matanga attended the highest fame, which is very difficult to go in. Many were in the Kshatriyas, meaning warriors, and Brahmanas who went to attend him. Matanga, who was formerly known as Sonakata, gained loads of popularity, which doesn't come in a click of your fingers, that even members of royalties and Brahmanam families came to watch the extraordinary event. Kshatriyas, royal members, and the Brahmanams, religious directors, were the two highest castes of India in the time. Thiruvan Saranai.
Set, please.
Soyasang paramang pato matango yang suda labang agchumang tasapatanam ang katya brahmana bahu. Let me explain the meaning of this gatha. Matanga, who was previously known as Sulpaka, gained so much popularity, which is not something that comes easily, that even the members of the royalty and Brahmin families came to attend on him. Kshatriya, royal, and the Brahmins, religious, were the two highest castes of the caste system in India at the time. Thank you for listening, Thiruvan Saranai.
Metal and Mahali, please.
Today we will say the 23rd Gatha of Vasala Sutta. Yasam paramam tato matang goyam sadulabang aganchum tasupatanam Kantiya Brahmana Bahu. The English meaning of the Gatha is, this Matanga attained the highest fame, so difficult to gain. Many were the warriors and Brahmins who want to attend on him. Matanga, who was previously known as Sopaka, gained so much popularity, which is not something that comes easily, that even the members of the royalty and Brahmin families came to attend on him royal. The singular meaning of the Gatha is Matanga Supa Tanavagia Sanda Dulaba Ulowa Kik Yasa Sabeda Rajun Bamunan Femina Roda Benda Kelo Uatan Sia Piris Meda. Thank you for listening. Terawan Saranai.
Let's go to Hasina.
Thank you, Rasika Mame. Soyasan paraman patto matango yan sudulaban aganchun tasupatanan kantiya brahmana bahun. One is known as an outcast not by birth but by his actions. A perfect example of this is the life of Sopaka. Although Sopaka was born to an outcast family, he was treated well by Kshatriyans and Brahmins alike because of his good qualities and excellent behavior. He was treated well and respected irrespective of his birth. Therefore, try to be on your best behavior at all times. Then you will be loved and respected by everyone. Thank you for listening. Teruwan Saranai.
Sarath and Monika, please.
Tangoyam sudulakan arekancham tasapatanam Katiya Brahmanam Paho.
The meaning of the Gatha is known by the example now cite. The fact that by birth one is an outcast. There was an outcast son, Sopoka, who became a Matanga. Teruwan Saranai.
Thank you, Sarath and Sara. Soyasam paramam patto matangoyam sudulabam aganchum tasupatanam katiya brahmana bahu. This Gatha explained to us is, this Matanga attained the highest fame, so difficult to gain. Many were the warriors and Brahmins who went to attend to him.
Matanga, who was previously known as Sopaka, gained so much popularity that even the royal families and the Brahmin families came to visit him. This is not easy to
to do for some person like him?
At that time, because the caste system was very dominant, kings and Brahmin families were considered very important as they were placed high on the caste system.
This is a very great achievement for Martanga because he used to be the lowest of the low outcasts, and now he is one of the greatest Brahmas to ever live in just 7 days. Thank you for listening.
Teruvan Saranai.
Thank you. So good. Again, thanks for your understanding of the Gatha and sharing your knowledge with us. Someone has gone missing? Who's that? Set? Oh yeah, Set is there. I thought. Right. Okay. Right. So we can.
Question time.
Yes, question time.
Thank you.
Anyone has got any questions?
No. Oh yes, I have a question.
Okay.
My question is, so you wait a moment. Oh yes, in the lower realms, like the hells and like the animal world, the demon world, the bad people world, basically. Can you be born and then can you have like a samsara cycle inside of those lower realms? Because to become enlightened, you stop the samsara circle, and you can't actually become enlightened if you're in one of those lower realms. So I don't know if you become like birth and die. That's what I was just wondering.
Right. Good question. Right. Senate and Sarah, I would like to see your camera on, please.
Just a minute.
Senate and Sarah. So within this question is, if one is born in the hell, the mirror, is it possible for you to die and be born again in the hell? What does everyone think? Let's start with Monika. What do you think, Monika? You don't have to be accurate. Just say what you feel. Do you understand what is samsara? The word samsara. Do you understand the word samsara? What is it?
The cycle of being birth, then dead, birth, dead, birth, death, and so on.
Okay. Right. So as living beings, we have a nature of birth and death. Birth and death, birth and death. And that is like a chain. And it keeps on going until what happens? Birth stops at what stage? Kasima.
Birth stops at the stage of enlightenment.
When you become Arahant, birth can stop. For the birth to stop, what should happen?
You have to become enlightened.
Yeah, how do you become enlightened?
By overcoming the defilements, the 10 defilements.
So if you narrow it down,
basically following the Eightfold Path.
So what are we trying to eradicate from our mind? Seth, any idea? Metal? What are we trying to eradicate from our mind so that we will not be born again and we would achieve arahantship? Hasina.
You'd have to eradicate all defilements.
Yeah. What creates defilements in your mind? What are the things that create defilements in your mind? Isn't it? Any idea? So you have to just think about what are those 10 defilements. One of them? That's first defilement.
Anger. That's the fifth.
Okay, anger is one defilement.
Yeah.
Okay. Asanga?
Greed.
Greed.
Oh, no.
What was it?
The other one's ignorance. And then
Ignorance, greed,
Anger.
oh yes. Craving.
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 Greed and craving are same, remember?
No,
Yeah.
because greed makes you want more. Craving is when you want something.
Yeah, that's it.
Wait, that is the same thing.
Craving, greediness,
And ignorance.
ignorance. What about the anger?
Anger.
Oh, what's the meaning behind it?
Mainly three things, isn't it? We call them lobha, dvesha, moha.
Yeah.
Lobha, dvesha. So for you to be born in the niraya or hell, what defilements you would have done? We learned about 4 things that if you do them, you will be going into, you will be born in niraya. Asanta?
I'm just checking. The question was what you would like if you did one of those things, then you'd go. So one of them is killing your parents.
Yes. Yeah. Killing your parents. Even
Any of the 5 precepts that basically not following the 5 precepts, all of them. So like Hassan said, killing or harming something, and stealing, and like misbehaving, and lying, and also intoxicating yourself. All of those will guarantee
Shamavi?
you now.
Murdering.
Murdering whom? Senate, Senate.
Would lying be one?
It is, it's a defilement. But there are 4 serious crimes you can do that you will directly end up in the hell.
Oh, right.
You know?
Isn't impersonating the Buddha one?
Yes. Yeah, that's one. Killing parents, insulting Buddha.
What else?
Anyone else? Yeah, Monika.
Creating disputes among monks.
Yes. Sangha behavior. Yeah. Very good, hasn't it?
Killing an enlightened monk.
Yes. Okay, good. So we get the answer now. Why you become born in the hell. Sanket.
Is one of them trying to hurt Lord Buddha?
Trying to hurt.
Yeah, like on purpose. Because you cannot hurt the Buddha.
Because you can't kill him, as he's, well, can tell what's happening everywhere.
Good, thank you, Sanket. So this question is, you will be having birth and death, a series of birth and death in the hell. Is that right, Susan?
Yes, that is my question.
Yeah. So is it possible now?
It is possible.
Yeah.
Yes, but
So what?
that's only past the birth part.
Okay. So when one is born, what is the desire there so that he would be born in the hell or human world or as a celestial being? What desire?
Karma.
Karma. Yes. Based on your karma, you will be born in one of those worlds. The samsara is, as Hamdu explained today, just very serious matter. So based on your karma, you will be born in one of those worlds. Right. Any other question? I think we have answered this question.
Your question.
My question.
Yes, your question.
I think I'll leave it to next week because we have taken some time for the first question. Right, so I think it is time for us to do a bit of meditation. And I would kindly pass on to Prathamatyana. Thank you.
Thank you, Rasmani. And good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Thank you. What about Steno?
Good evening.
Thank you. Sanket? Sandy? Good evening to you.
Good evening.
Good evening, Padmana Auntie.
Good evening.
You. Before we start meditation, shall we wish happy 15th wedding anniversary to Auntie Sangeetha and Asanga today for facilitating us Dhamma? Yes? Who can be volunteer? Shall I let Sangeetha and your sister to wish them happy 15th wedding anniversary?
Happy 15th anniversary.
To
Whose name is?
Auntie Sangeetha
Auntie
To Auntie Sangeetha
and Uncle Asanga.
and Uncle Sasanka.
Thank you very much. And yeah, we have been a little bit talking and just wish them good and a lot of things, yeah, day by day. And also I will remind one thing before I start meditation. Uncle Rasika was keep on asking you to stay till everybody finish paying gratitude to Venerable Samitha and rest of the teachers. Everybody to stay without leaving the platform. Did you all get it? Yeah, but I have seen everybody is leaving. Can somebody explain what I said, please? If anybody understand? Okay, Methul and Miheli.
Until everyone's finished saying one serenade to the teachers, you have to leave.
So you can't leave while doing meditation. And
You can't leave while people are saying
Yeah.
one serenade to the teachers.
Yeah.
Yeah, please wait until the last person finish saying what? Yes, sir.
So you can't leave until you finish saying Tehran Saranai to all the teachers and giving them gratitude, I think.
Excellent. You have to wait until the last person, okay? So that is why we are doing all these things, to improve our patience and to improve our listening skills. Because Uncle Rasika was keep on asking you, I haven't seen all this, you all are doing that. So if we ask something, we have to pay gratitude, we have to pay attention what we were saying, all right? Got it? Thank you. We will sit in a comfortable posture for a few minutes to do meditation now. Can you all hear me clearly?
Yes.
Pay close attention to your posture sitting. Relaxing your body. You don't have to restrain yourself. Be calm and peace. If you want to stretch your legs, you can very mindfully, but you can stay this 10 minutes without moving, yeah? Little bit give effort. And Sangeetha and your sister, please sit straight, yeah? So we were looking for you because to make you correct. Otherwise it is useless, doing the wrong thing. Yeah? If you have itchy head, scratch your head, doesn't matter. Very slowly, mindfully, right? Thank you. So pay attention from head to toe. experience your peacefulness, calmness, and the serenity within your body. You will be automatically keep your body straight, shoulders straight, neck straight, if you are paying close attention to yourself. And if you love yourself truly. And you will get automatically gentle smile on your face too. Nobody wanted to tell you. You are peace. You are in happy mood. Gentle smile. Make sure whether you are shaking your head or body or just try to keep the state still. Okay, for a few minutes. Take few gentle breaths to relax yourself in and out. Notice in-breath as in-breath. Out-breath as out-breath. Be familiar with your breath. Today we will practice 9 qualities of the Buddha. This is very important. Be familiar with the 9 qualities first. Arahant, Samma Sambuddho, Vichacharana Sampanno, Sugato, Anuttara Purisa Dhamma Sarathi, Sakkha Deva Manusanam, Buddho, Bhagavati, try to recite silently the 9 qualities of the Buddha. 1 minute. Araham, purest mind, no defilements, worthy of respect, do not do any wrongdoing, even in secret. Eliminated all impurities in mind. Samma Sambuddho, understand the Four Noble Truths, by himself, and able to make others realize them. Charana Sampanna, in doubt, gifted, or incredible with knowledges and excellent conduct. Subhatha, calm, peaceful, and accomplish the journey of life aspirations. Lokavidhu, knower of all the worldly systems. Anuttara Purisa Dhamma Sarathi, capable to training or helping to be better. Any difficult human beings. Also capable of aim or discipline, challenging animals, Sattva Deva Manusanam. The teacher to both human and divines. Go. Fully enlightened one. One who realized final emancipation, liberation. Fully blossomed mind like lotus, origin in the mud, yet not being affected. Raised even above pure water, blossom over to sun. Bhagava, blessed one, luckiest one, as he has abolished all defilements. He has ended all distractions in his life, all greed, hatred, and delusions or ignorance. Is fully detached from his mind. Those are the 9 qualities of Buddha. Make a determination to cultivate at least few qualities of them from today onwards. With the power of these qualities of Buddha, may all beings in this universe, as I am, be well, happy, and peaceful. Seriously take this phrase into your mind. And always try to revise this. Some of the things that I have shaped me, some of the things that have shaped me, the person that I am today, are my parents, my teachers, and the spiritual guidance given by monks. And the people that I grow up around, all in this universe. Also, some of the events in my life. Therefore, I'm grateful to everyone in my life. They all inhibited species. Share this loving kindness. May they long protect may my departed relatives share these merits, and may they be well, happy, and peaceful. Stay 1 minute silent. See the calmness, peacefulness, serenity within yourself. Try to experience. Don't feel any serenity, peace, calmness within yourself. Try to be a bit longer after finish this class at home with your parents, and try to experience longer than you stay, experience the serenity. And try to stay that serenity and calmness. We meet again next week. Always make sure whether you have got peaceful mind. Recognize your anger, frustration, stress since your childhood. Finish our meditation for the day. We will bring our palms gently together, close to our heart, in prayer posture, slowly, mindfully. Be grateful to everybody. As you mentioned about saying 3 times sadhu, please. Shall we ask Monica to say, please? Sadhu 3 times out loud. Who is that?
Me.
I said Manuka to say.
Oh, sorry. I thought you said anyone. That's fine.
No. Manuka, please repeat it.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Thank you. Over to you, Rasika. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Brahma. That was my mistake too. I didn't quite hear. I wanted them to say something. Sorry about that misunderstanding. So, Amrine, I think we had a question, and I would like to hear something from your end as well with regard to Vivian's question. If you would, please, I would kindly pass it back.
Is that Vidun's question?
Amen.
What did Vidun ask?
I asked if you're born into one of the Nidiyas, will you be able to experience samsara, like birth, death, birth, death?
Will you be able to experience what?
Samsara in Nidiya.
Series of death and birth harmony.
So, would you be able to
Like
experience, like would you be experience?
Oh, yes. So the samsara is a circle. Let me find you a picture, samsara. So samsara is a cycle. The niraya is also within the samsara. Yeah, so you are experiencing the samsara when you experience the niraya as well. So this is samsara, right? This circle samsara, there is nothing outside. All samsara. Then niraya is the here, right? So that is the first place called samsara. I will show you another thing. This is how the niraya is. This is the first one where the niraya start. Right? So niraya has a lot of pain. All the flames and people are is a very, very painful thing, niraya. So this is the nature of niraya. So this has 8 major different places. This is niraya. Okay. All these in the samsara, so they are part of samsara. So then the second one, animal realms, different animals, you already know that, isn't it? Then third one is preta, ghost, unhappy spirits. The last one is called demon. So they were the lowest in that circle, very, very low level, right? Demons. And then Manusa, the next one is Manusa. You can see the Manusa here, human world. Yeah, you are here, right? You are all experiencing samsara. When you do good things, you develop your mind into 6 divine realms. Divyaloka higher, 6 divine realms. So one here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? This called 6 divine world. And this one is 11. It's called Kamaloka. Kamaloka means sensual pleasure world. Existence with sensual pleasures. That's the 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And then if you develop your jhana level meditation, then you will be into this. There are 16 of them. There are 16 and it's called Rupaloka. Right? And if you further develop, then you get another 4 Arupaloka, formless. And this is where actually that gentleman went by practicing the higher meditations. That's called Arupaloka. So 4 here, 16 Rupaloka, 4 by 16, 20, 20 plus 11 here, so 31. All these are in the cycle of samsara. So everyone experiencing the samsara. So if the person is born into this area, lot of suffering and coming out of it is very difficult. However, for example, say I mentioned what type of problems they have done to be born in there. You remember what type of things they have done to, like killing mother, father, killing enlightened person and so on and so forth. That way, that person been born into those areas. However, that person may have done something good, but what's that bad thing gone? So that person will come out of it. Unless, other than that until it expires, the person will continue to remain there. And did I say something to make that answer, Vidun?
Now I understand, yes, I do.
Yeah. So that even the Niraya, the lowest realm, is still in samsara.
Okay.
So in other words, if someone does this Anantariya Papakarma,
yeah,
it's like signing a contract, long time contract in the hell, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. So that's called uncountable period of time in the heavenly realm. So this is Anantariya Papakaram here, murdering one's parents, murdering Arahant, including Buddha and Sangha.
Yeah.
Wow.
Imaginable suffering. Imaginable suffering. It says Majjhima Nikaya. So this is called Buddhist cosmology. How Buddha explained the different world system within even the science. Buddha explained about solars, different planes. It's very, very powerful teachings. Sometimes people kind of challenge these teachings. Most important is to contemplate on like avoiding unwholesome actions, behaving like animals. Don't worry about going into these areas. Worry about not to do these things. That's the most important thing. For example, if you develop wisdom and virtue, then you will be born into Manusaloka, human birth. Isn't it? So here says generosity. If you practice a lot of dana stuff, and then you will be born into divine realms. You become divine. This first jhanas, these absorptions, then go into beyond the divine realm. So they pass even the divine realm, go into Brahma. Brahma means super beings, higher levels. This is called Buddhist cosmology. Very interesting. Does it make any sense?
It does make sense.
Yeah, so it has already. Any other things?
Thank you, Hamdulillah, for making me understand.
Thank you. Asindu, are you okay? Thank you very much. It has already 30 minutes past, so I'm glad that you are still very interestedly joining. You are learning a lot. It is a wonderful thing. And I'm very grateful to our Hamduru, and also our Rasikai, our Prathamatyana for making the effort to share the teachings and are very, very grateful, and you are very, very lucky. So let us.
Shall we remind children about next week?
Yes, so the next week we are hoping if the children can come to spend the day with observing still, maybe a few hours, you know, you can come in the morning, take some preset, at least 1-2 hours if you can sit and clear your mind. You heard this about how powerful to clear the mind, you know, to eradicate all these negative things from the mind. You will experience the heaven here in this very world, you know. If you do not experience the purifying the mind, you will experience the hell here in this world, you know, if your mind is not being. So you can sit a few minutes and observe, take some precepts, and it's a Buddha day that you feel much wonderful. You can make a lantern and bring to the temple to make the temple decorated. Yeah, so I will send the details as well, Rasikaya. Thank you very much. And yeah, next Saturday is our best day, the most important day, the Vesak day. So thank you. Wish you all happiness and good health and protection. Theruvan Saranai.
Whoever goes first, say it and be until the end, please. Don't close yourself. I would like to start with Chanadi.
Thiruvan Saranai Hamdurune, Rasika Mama and Padma Auntie.
Monika, please. Monika, yeah.
Thiruvan Saranai Hamdurune, Padma Auntie and Rasika Mama.
Thiruvan Saranai Hamdurune, Rasika Mama and Padma Auntie.
Sangeetha and Asanga.
Saranang Saranai Hamdurine, Rasika Mami and Padma Auntie.
Mithil and Mahil.
Teruvan Saranai Hamdane Rasikamaman Padmanti.
Teruvan Saranai Hamdane Rasikamama and Padma Auntie.
Sarah?
Teruvan Saranai Hamdane Rasikamaman Padmanti.
Okay, within one.
Teruvan Saranai Hamdane, Teruvan Saranai Padmanandi, Teruvan Saranai Tata.
Do you all understand how important this is? Why is it important? What did you learn today to become a good person? What quality do you have to develop first? What's the quality? Sangeetha.
Is it patience?
Not really. Wisdom.
It's gratitude.
Gratitude. Yes. It's the gratitude that you need to practice as a Buddhist child all over your life. And that's the starting point to become a good person. Then on top of that, you will develop other qualities. Gratitude is the first quality. So remember this, please. So that's what you just did. Paying gratitude to Hamaduru particularly, and your teachers, and your parents at home too. And it brings you lots of blessings. Remember that. It brings you lots of blessings. And it helps you develop good karma. And we learned today, good karma will help you get a good birth next life. So start collecting good karma from now on. Don't delay. Okay. Hello, Sarai. Hamadurani. Hello, Sarai Padma. Hello, Sarai, all of you. We'll have no Dhamma school next week, but I would like all of you to attend Hamaduru's temple. There's a special program for Vesak next week. The 6th Hamaduru's temple. This is once in a year. So make that journey to Hamaduru's temple. And as Hamaduru said, it'll be great blessings for you to visit Hamaduru, pay gratitude, and do all the other meritorious activities.
Sangeetha, you have got any question or anything to ask?
So do we have to come to Sadhu's temple at Sunday? If we can.
Hamaduru, Sunday as well, do you have any programs in the temple?
I am visiting outside. I will not be available, but the temple is there. The temple we can come to the temple, but we once are doing another dana ceremony outside. So.
Oh, I thought there was no. I meant I thought there was like Poya Day, so I thought we were celebrating at Sunday.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, we do it on Saturday here. Yeah, as you mentioned, both Saturday and Sunday are both 4 days. We are having it Saturday here. Yeah, you can come to Sunday, no problem. But I will be.
No, No, we can come at Saturday. I was just saying what day or what time should we come to celebrate Poya Day?
Yeah. So Saturday normally we are celebrating in the temple. So Sunday you can do at home as well. If you can come on Saturday, that would be good.
Okay. I'll ask my mum if we can come or not.
Okay. Thank you very much.
So seal program is on Saturday, you mean, is it?
Yes, the program.
So
is-
also reception.
What time is it? Alhamdulillah will send the details later. So, okay. If
Yeah.
you want to observe Cell on that day for a few hours, that's I think it is the best opportunity for you. And visit temple and do those activities and get an real-time experience, real-life experience of how to observe Cell. Okay. Right.
Asindu, your sister, is she okay? I did not see her today.
She is on a practice expedition for something she's doing in June, and she is not at home today.
As long as she's well, it's okay then. Thank you all for waiting and listening and obeying and discipline and everything. One missed only one person. We will catch him next week, yeah? Who is that? Seth. Okay? See you all the next week. Buddha Saranai.
Everyone, sorry.
Yes.
Everyone's trying to